And welcome back, everybody, to Secret Invasions, episode number 4. My God, God, so much is happening with this show, and it sucks because it's like, first of all, this show hasn't been receiving a whole lot of views, but it actually is pretty solid. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we're finally at episode 4, which is kind of the turning point slash setting up the stakes for the finale. And although this is the shortest episode with about 35 minutes of content, no, actually, I think it was about like 32 minutes of content because the 5 minutes of the credits and the 1 minute opening. So it was really, really short, but it's without a doubt the most, it gives you the most like meat on your bone type of thing. Like there's a lot to unpack in this review. So right off the bat, we pick up with last time. So last time we had the reveal of Gaia getting shot. This time we get the confirmation that she lives. Actually, beforehand, we are shown a flashback in which she becomes a super Skrull by giving herself extremis abilities, which we talked about, I believe, last week as well. It's the abilities that come from the main villain of Iron Man 3, which you can regenerate from. Any damage that is given to your body. So Gaia, she is able to heal from the bullet wound that she suffered, and she's able to live. Now we then continue on the episode in which Fury goes to his wife. We get another flashback in which we see their journey back in 2012, shortly after the events of the first Avengers film, in which Fury and his wife pretty much try to patch things up and sort of celebrate the victory that Fury pretty much had. Because if, back in 2012, Fury did play a big role, not just in the Avengers film, but just bringing them all together through things such as like the Avengers Initiative, Coulson's death. So now we kind of see a little bit of the aftermath in this video, or I'm sorry, in this episode. So flash forward a bit, we learn a little bit more about Gaia and Talos's relationship. More specifically, that Talos's plan is to show the world that that the Skrulls are good people, that they're willing to help humanity. And his plan that he tells Gaia is that his main plan is to just like show the world that Skrulls are good people, and then seek help from like the higher ups, such as like the presidents, other people across the world, and etc. And unfortunately, this doesn't turn out good. They pretty much end their final conversation, which is a spoiler alert, on an argument, essentially with Talos trying to do good in the world with the Skrulls, and Gaia sort of siding with Gravik, more specifically because Gravik already has a plan in motion, that being to put the world against each other, and then the Skrulls can take over after the destruction of the world. So it's really interesting, their conversation, and it sucks that it kind of ends up in a bad note, especially with the ending of the episode. So we move a little bit forward. We have an interesting conversation between Fury and his wife. Again, I keep forgetting her name. I'm sorry. But it's all about the reveal, because I also forgot to mention this earlier. She meets up with Rhodey, and Rhodey tells her to kill Fury. Now, when Fury and her end up meeting up later, they essentially confront each other. Fury exposes her for trying to kill him, and as a result of this, they have this nice, peaceful conversation that ends with both of them shooting at each other. However, they both intentionally miss, thus proving that they care about each other, and that even though she was sent to kill Fury, she loves him more than hates him, and she's willing to put herself on the line in order to protect Fury. So it really is some good development when it comes to Fury and sort of his inner circle, like Talos, like Maria, like his wife. So it's really, really well done. So we get the big reveal later on where we see this scroll, and it's a female scroll, I believe, who is taking a shower. And as she's drying up, we see her um, wipe a mirror, and as she wipes a mirror, it is revealed that she transforms into Rhodey. So it does confirm, at least in this episode, that Rhodey, at least the entire time that we've seen throughout this show, I don't know about previous MCU installments, Rhodey has been a Skrull. So that was kind of the biggest theory that we've been seeing a lot, and now we finally have official confirmation as to when Rhodey became a Skrull or when he was switched out with a Skrull. Still hard to say. I'm willing to bet that it's going to be revealed either next week or episode 6. I don't think they're going to leave it on a cliffhanger. I think that for the importance of the MCU, and especially with a old timer like Rhodey, they're going to really want to clean up the situation really quickly. So I think by episode 6, we should know what's going to be going on. So we find out Rhodey's a Skrull. Rhodey and Fury have a conversation, or at least Skrull Rhodey, and essentially Fury tries to patch things up with him, but it turns out it's actually a trick in order to get him to drink this liquid that has a liquid tracker in it so he can track his movements, which is really smart. I don't even know if that's a real thing. So fast forward, we get to the big climactic ending of the episode, in which they're following, so it's Talos and Fury following Rhodey, who Rhodey is escorting the president, who we first met in episode number 1, I believe, is when we met the president of the United States. So it really became this sort of big cliffhanger. So Rhodey and the president, they're being escorted to some safe place. All of a sudden, they're attacked by Gravik and his Skrulls, who are pretending to be Russians. And again, this goes back to Gravik's whole plan of trying to get different countries to attack each other, even though they're not actual countries. They're Skrulls in disguise of these other countries. So Gravik comes in. I mean, comes in with like a helicopter, a bunch of cars, a bunch of soldiers and stuff like that, and they attack the U.S. president and his men. They attack his stagecoach mobile, and it's pretty much like this big all-out fight between Skrulls and U.S. Secret Services trying to protect the president, and Fury and Talos end up joining the fight as well. Fury pretty much says something along the lines of, if we don't help protect the president, then we're essentially gonna have a bigger plate of trouble on our hands. So as they're trying to save the president ends up, his stagecoach ends up flipping over. He becomes unconscious, so they have to actually go to the car and save him. So as they're doing this, they're trying to fight all these Skrulls. We actually see Gravik. This was a cool moment. We see him use his Super Skrull's ability. So we only see 2 of them in this episode. That being Extremis and the Groot. I don't even know what you call it. Like, he uses Groot's ability to extend his arm, essentially make it into a branch, grab a soldier and like crush him using Groot's like ability, which we have seen in like, you know, the Guardians films and the Avengers films. So we've seen 2 of them so far. I know that there's about 2 more as well, that being the Frost Beast and the Call Obsidian arm, which is really interesting. So we get to the finale of the episode. Fury tells Talos to break into the stagecoach, because the thing about Skrulls is that they have super strength, so Talos is easily able to break the windows. Because I imagine that those stagecoach windows, especially for the president, must be like insanely durable. They have to be insanely strong. So Talos, being the alien super strength that he is able to slowly break through the glass. But during this, a Gravik soldier shoots Talos, and as he's bleeding out, he begins to transform back into his Skrull form. We see a couple of soldiers actually point this out and try to eliminate Talos. Fury's like, no, 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 no. He's with me. He's good. He's on our side. And Talos, at the last moment, then breaks the window. Fury then extracts the president, puts him into his car, and in the final moment, we get the final showdown. A soldier helps Talos get up, and as Fury puts the president in his car, he looks back, and we see that the soldier is holding Talos in a very intimidating way. Fury tells him to put him down, and the soldier turns into Gravik, and Gravik kills Talos. I don't know how. I believe he stabs him through the heart, maybe through his Groot abilities, because it was really shocking. I knew that they were gonna kill Talos. I just didn't think that they were gonna kill him like in episode 4, like right off the bat. Oh, I'm sorry, like right towards the end. That seems like more of a episode 6 type of reveal. But again, it's really bold. Like the series has been bold overall. But we get the death of Talos. Fury shoots Gravik in the face, but because he has Extremis, he's able to regenerate from that, and he's able to heal. And the episode ends with Fury running away with the president and Talos remaining dead on the floor. And because Talos doesn't have any Super Skrull's abilities, I am willing to assume that this is the end of Gravik, and that this is the end of Talos, and that until we see Gaia's reaction towards Talos' death, I think this is the end of his conclusion, which is overall, I mean, he's a cool character. He was introduced in Captain Marvel and obviously, plays a bigger role in this series. But it's nice to know that this series has stakes, and that by killing a lot of characters, they're able to really showcase how serious this invasion is. I mean, like, Gravik is what? Gravik has killed, like, Maria Hill, now Talos. I mean, I'm going to be honest. By the end of the series, when we get to episode 6, I have a strong feeling that Gravik is going to be one of the top MCU villains. Because this guy is dark, man. And he's so vicious. Like, he's killed so many, MCU characters. I can't wait to see what else he does. But, yeah, we end that episode off. We get to the ending. Short episode, but I think that especially for 5 and 6, they're going to really try to make those episodes more longer. So if anything, it's a good episode overall. I don't mind the time, but I think that it was done like this in order to give more time for the following 2 episodes, which I think are going to be very, very important, especially not just for the show, but for the overall MCU. But with that said, strong episode, was short, but it did give us a lot. I am going to give this episode 9 out of 10. I think it was really, really great. They had a lot of good moments in it. Fury and his wife, Talos and Gaia, the Rhodey reveal, the final fight was really, really well done. It was a great overall episode, and I truly do enjoy it. And yeah, with that said, guys, I think that'll be it for the episode. If you guys if you guys did enjoy, please feel free to give a like, comment, and subscribe. 2 more episodes, guys. We got 2 more weeks left, and then we're going to be done with Secret Invasions until the next MCU project, which I believe is going to be the Marvels, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.